Welcome back to episode 2 of the Camry series. We are very excited today because we're going to be doing a full interior and exterior detail of the 2000 Camry. We have Kamilla here with us again today. Now, I will be honest, we're not going to go for 100% perfection on this. This is going to be a budget detail. I'm basically using all the things that I have in my garage from leftover details, but we're going to see how close to perfection that we can get this car and bring it back to its former glory. Are you ready to get to work today?
Absolutely.
All right, it's going to be a long one, so stay tuned. All right, and we're going to jump right in here. As you can see, I like to start out with my wheels and tires. I use Adam's Wheel and Tire Cleaner to break up any brake dust and dirt on the wheel and tire. I use a short, firm bristle brush on the tire surface. And for the wheel, I like to use a wheel woolly to get between the spokes and deeper into the barrel of the wheel. And for the surface of the wheel, I will use a softer bristle brush to clean any contaminants. In order to help loosen the dirt on the vehicle, I decided to go with AM Details All-Purpose Cleaner and let the vehicle soak in that before I started the actual wash. In continuation of the chemical decontamination of the surface of the vehicle, I decided to go with CarPro IronX to dissolve any iron particles that may be sitting on the surface. As you can tell, there was a fairly good reaction to the product.
Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret.
As you can see here, there are some pretty heavy scuff marks on the passenger door. Fortunately, we were able to take care of most of that later on in the detail. The next order of business in the detail is to auto scrub the entire vehicle to take off as much surface contaminants as possible. Okay, as you would already have seen, we went ahead and washed the car. We did a chemical decontamination, mechanical decontamination, and then we wiped it down in preparation to go ahead and compound the paint. We're gonna do a single compound pass, followed by a polish, and then we're gonna end up coating it. So like I said before, we're not going for perfection here, but we do want somewhere between 75 to 85%.
Someday we will look back and our hearts will be whole again. I want to remember all that happened to us, 'cause I wanna drive through the summer night, and when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night, this summer night, this summer night.
All right, we took the liberty of go ahead and taping off the middle of the hood for you guys, so then you can see the difference from the driver's side to the passenger side with just one cut. just got finished with this side of the hood. What do you think? Before and after. Thanks to Kamilla, this is actually her vehicle and she's been behind the camera doing all the B-roll and taking all the footage so far. But to be fair and to say that she also helped correct and make this vehicle look as beautiful as it's gonna be, we got her behind the dual action polisher. So right now she's gonna finish up this portion of the wing on her Toyota Camry. So what do you think for your first time?
My hands are vibrating. Woo!
I'll let you do the honors. All right, let's see how it came out.
That's how I like it. As you would have seen, we've already compound polished the vehicle. Now we're going to get ready for the coating. We're going to be using Dr. Beasley's 1201 formula today. It says that you do not need a corrected surface to apply this on. However, if you're going to be sealing the paint, I don't know why you would do it on stuff that's all nasty and whatever. So it says it's easy application, bonds instantly, and gives you a deep, vibrant shine. So we're going to go ahead, prep the car, and then get ready to use Dr. Beasley's and see how it does. Here I am using isopropyl alcohol to prep the paintwork for the coating, and I repeat this process twice over the whole vehicle. So one of the things about Dr. Beasley's 1201 formula is that it says that you have to apply it to a wet surface. So we do not have a sprayer that we can use to spray water on it. So I did the next best thing. I poked a hole in the top of this water bottle. We're going to spray the surface down, get it nice and wet, apply the product to this applicator pad, and then go ahead and put it on the car and then buff it off. Now that the exterior detail is complete, we move into the interior detail, and you can see that there is a fair amount of dirt and staining on the fabrics. Also, as we move to the vinyl and plastic components of the vehicle, pretty much everything was covered in some layer of dust and dirt.
All fabrics received an initial vacuuming, followed later on by shampooing and also extraction. The vinyl and plastics were cleaned first with an all-purpose cleaner, followed by a plastic and vinyl protectant.
Alright guys, so we are starting with the interior clean. Now, in full disclosure, I have never done upholstery before as far as shampooing and extracting the dirt before. So this will be a first for me. Definitely what we're going to do all floor mats today. We're going to do the driver, passenger, rear seats. We're going to do the floorboards of the driver and passenger. And if we have time, we'll get to the floorboards of the rear passengers, but they're not as bad as the front. But we definitely want to get as much carpet and fabric as possible today. I have a Beasleys extractor, I have a drill with a brush attachment, and also some chemical guy fabric cleaner. So we're going to jump in here and get started.
Now this was probably the coolest part of this detail, is that I had never done shampoo and extraction before, but throughout the whole car we poured out about 6 of these containers with similar looking water. It just goes to show how much stuff can be embedded in these fabrics that you may not be able to see with your naked eye.
We got this. I love you and I hate you and I hope you feel the same. Come a little closer, baby, please don't walk away. I love you and yeah. You got nothing to prove, oh, baby, I know. We got this.
Alright guys, we are finished with the exterior detail, the interior detail, and yes, we did do the shampooing and extracting after we did the interior detail, so there are a few things to wipe up, but not a big deal. We wanted to get that out of the way so we're not sitting on damp seats. We're almost finished. We have to wait for the car to sit overnight so the seats and the floorboards can dry out along with the floor mats, so then we can use Gtechniq Smart Fabric to give them a little more protection. So we'll see you in the morning. Alright guys, we're back. It is the next day, and the last thing we need to do to complete this detail is to hit all of our fabrics with Gtechniq Smart Fabric. I've never used this before, so we're going to use it for the first day, and then make sure you follow Kamilla on Instagram, and then she will do an update sometime down the road about the water repellency and how well it keeps the materials clean. Quick use of this, basically from the instructions, it says make sure you cover all areas, because after it dries you can't apply another coat because it'll actually repel that second coat, so make sure you get it all on the first time. But you spray everything down liberally, let it dry for 24 hours, and then you're good to go. So let's get started.
So we basically finished the car, but he thinks it's not finished, so psh. That's the end. Cut. Everybody go home. Bye. That's gorgeous. That's beautiful.
I don't know what that just was, but that was insane. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this episode. I just wanted to let everyone know this. So whenever we tried to use the Dr. Beasley's, that was my first time using it. We tried it many different ways, and like I said, doing this detail was not in just one day. So we had put it on 3 different spots. Kamilla came back a couple weeks later. I went to go wash the car and there was no beading. It was almost like there was no protection on the car whatsoever. And then we tried Dr. Beasley's again. Still nothing. So I'm pretty sure I followed the instructions correctly. We tried it multiple different ways. Still, we didn't get any protection on the car. So from my point of view, Dr. Beasley's 10 out of 10 would not use again. Formula 1201 would not use again. However, if you've used them, leave your comments down below on whether you liked them or not. I'd love to hear about it. But for me, would not use it again. Also, bought this off of Amazon. It was $10, pretty cheap. We filled it up, used it, and literally within 10 seconds, it broke. And it's no good. So
No way, no.
this product, see it on Amazon, 10 out of 10, would not recommend this as well. So those are the few products that just were a fail during this detail. All the other products that I used, I will leave them down in the description below. Kamilla, from start to finish, honest thoughts about how the car turned out.
It's pretty amazing. Honestly, it looks like a completely brand new car. Looks like I just drove it off out of the dealership. With one hand on the wheel, like this.
And what did you think about the process?
The process. It was a lot. I learned a lot. It was really good. Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna do it. Next episode, we're installing speakers in this bad boy. Make sure to like, share, and of course subscribe so you don't miss any more videos in the Camry series. Thanks for watching.
Bye.